visual, it's a pilot.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the video game stages, levels, and areas that gamers revisited the most often, whether out of enjoyment, frustration, or nostalgia. Number 10, Fort Frolic, BioShock franchise.
You're only making this harder. Come on!
The retro-futuristic underwater city of Rapture has many creepy and fascinating environments. However, few are as talked about or revisited as Fort Frolic. The area is essentially Rapture's shopping and entertainment district. However, it's been taken over by the unhinged artist Sander Cohen, whose idea of art is decidedly violent.
Where are my manners? Come in! Come in! Sander Cohen awaits you at the Fleet Hall.
Between the spider slicers crawling the ceiling and the plastered splicers acting like statues and then moving when you look away, the level ups the scare factor quite a bit. Additionally, the macabre artwork and violent ballet you're forced to perform are especially memorable. It's no wonder why Fort Frolic is so much fun to revisit, whether it's in single player or multiplayer. Number 9, The Silent Cartographer, Halo Combat Evolved.
Fire in the hole!
There are many fantastic Halo levels, but The Silent Cartographer has a dedicated fanbase that is anything but silent. The first game's 4th level sees Master Chief and a group of Marines rock up to an island to assault a Covenant position. From the initial beach landings, you transition freely between vehicle sections, infiltrating tight corridors, and taking on tough enemies such as the Hunters. Everything about the level, from its variety to the electric guitar themes to the weapon variety, seems designed to make you feel like a badass. It's like if the Normandy beach landings had a rock soundtrack and a smaller death toll. Speaking of which, Number 8, Omaha Beach, Medal of Honor Allied Assault. As immersive as war films like Saving Private Ryan can be with their depiction of the Normandy landings, Medal of Honor Allied Assault takes things one step further by truly dropping players into the middle of the action. The initial scripted sequence sees the front lines drop as the boats hit the beach, and things only get more chaotic from there. Graphical limitations aside, the level still manages to capture the terror and chaos of historical landings. Whether players replay the level to experience the intensity again, or to further appreciate the real men who fought in this dangerous battle, Omaha Beach is a level gamers pay their respects to time and time again. Number 7, Effect and Cause, Titanfall 2. This sci-fi shooter has a ton of cool mechanics, but this level features arguably the coolest one in any FPS, time shifting. Throughout the level, you'll transition between a ruined facility in the present and the untarnished location in the past. The time swapping is incredibly seamless here, and is incorporated in so many fun ways into the gameplay. You use it to solve puzzles, progress through areas that are closed off in one time period, and in combat to dodge your foes who think you're somehow just teleporting. It's such an amazing mechanic that we'd play an entire game just like this. Number 6, Rainbow Road, Mario Kart franchise. Yeah, okay, technically there are multiple Rainbow Road levels out there, but they all have a common theme, so yeah, let's go with it. They're usually the final track in every Mario Kart game. They're set in space or a black void, with a brightly colored road of many colors. Oh, and they're usually extremely difficult to say the least. You don't even need to get hit by a Koopa shell to get knocked off, because chances are you'll fall off on your own accord. A feast for the eyes and a challenge for racers, Rainbow Road never fails to attract gamers through its enticing combo of dazzling visuals and expert challenge. Number 5, Warehouse, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater franchise. First levels in video games tend to be some of the most replayed, particularly if they feature in multiple games. The iconic warehouse in the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games is one such great example. It's the perfect introduction to the series' skating-focused gameplay, with plenty of half-pipes, rails, and other things to grind on, with most of the collectibles pretty easy to find. However, there are still enough secrets to find that the warehouse still feels fresh whether it's your first time playing it or your 100th. Much like the early 2000s soundtrack, going through the glass to get that tape just never gets old. We love it. Number 4, Hidden in Plain Sight, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End.
Hold on! Heading on up!
This level is practically a work of art. It starts off simple enough, sure. You explore a marketplace, do a little haggling. Then you're exploring a church, platforming up the massive gears. Next, there's a puzzle to solve. The chapter then transitions to a shootout, which develops into a massive car chase that sees you smashing through neighborhoods and driving on rooftops.
Wait! Don't worry, I got this! I don't got this! No!
Then you're jumping between cars as everything crescendos into a crazy action sequence. And that's not even touching on the story beats and great acting that are going on during all of this either. There's more gameplay variety and thrills packed into this single level than you'll find in entire games. Number 3, Turbo Tunnel, Battletoads. Sometimes you replay a level because it's just that good, and sometimes you replay a level because it's literally impossible to complete on the first time, or the second, or, well, you know, the thousandth, or never if you're like me. Turbo Tunnel is among the most infamous levels in gaming, simply because of just how much of a bottleneck it is for progression in the game. Turbo Tunnel requires precise timing and memorization of the obstacles in your way as you drive a speeder bike at breakneck speeds down a blind corridor. It's only the third level in the game, and yet most players will probably never see what happens beyond it, because we all gave up repeatedly after failing to defeat it. Number 2, Green Hill Zone Act 1, Sonic the Hedgehog. The Blue Blur's first game's first stage remains one of the most iconic video game levels ever made. That infectiously catchy tune has lived in all of our heads rent-free since the day the game debuted. Likewise, Sonic bouncing off enemies' heads and running up those loop-de-loops has been ingrained in pop culture. Like most Sonic levels, there's a surprising degree of depth that adds to its replayability. Sure, you can just blast through it as fast as you can, but taking it slow can yield alternate paths and unfamiliar areas years after you first played it. And even if you've never played the original, the series' many remix versions in later games ensure that Green Hill Zone will be revisited endlessly.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Bomb on Battlefield, Super Mario 64.
Let's go!
Of course, we know there are tons of replayable Mario levels, so many. Yet, if we have to nail down which has been replayed the most out of all of them, we're gonna probably go with Bomb on Battlefield. Sure, it's a first level, but it's also the first level of the first 3D Mario title. The whole stage is a veritable platforming playground and gives off a wonderful sense of freedom. Collecting all the stars is fun, but the open design and minor details invite so much experimentation. There are multiple warps to discover. You can tool around on a Koopa shell or soar over everything with the wing cap. Bomb Battlefield was the first taste of 3D gameplay for many players, and it's a flavor we continue to savor repeatedly, even decades later.
Here we go!
So, is there a video game stage you can't stop playing? Level with us in the comments and come out swinging with your favorites.
Holy shit! Yeah.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.